This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. 500 crore rupee assistance announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi for flood-ravaged Kerala, reviews situation and undertakes aerial survey of flooded areas. Insurance companies directed to hold camps to provide speedy compensation to affected people. Several state governments announced financial and material relief for Kerala flood victims. Army, Navy, Air Force and NDRF pressed into rescue and relief operations in rain-hit districts of Karnataka. Former UN Secretary-General Kofi Annan passes away. President and Prime Minister express grief. And in sports, Asian Games inaugurated with a glittering ceremony in Indonesian capital Jakarta, and India were 210 for 3 against hosts England on day 1 of the third cricket test at Nottingham. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced a financial assistance of 500 crore rupees to flood-affected Kerala. The assistance is in addition to 100 crore rupees announced by the Home Minister Rajnath Singh last week. The Prime Minister also announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees per person to the next of kin of the deceased and 50,000 rupees to those seriously injured from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Mr. Modi assured the Kerala government that relief materials including food grains and medicines will be provided as requested by the state. The Prime Minister has directed insurance companies to hold special camps for assessment and timely release of compensation to the affected families and beneficiaries under social security schemes. The directions have also been issued for early clearance of claims under Fasal Bima Yojana to agriculturists. After the review meeting, the Prime Minister made an aerial assessment of the damages caused due to floods in some of the affected areas of Kerala. He expressed grief and sorrow on the unfortunate deaths and damage caused to lives and property due to floods. Mr. Modi also directed National Highways Authority of India to repair the main national highways damaged due to floods on priority. Villagers whose kacha houses have been destroyed in the devastating floods will be provided Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin houses on priority. The Prime Minister has been in constant touch with the Chief Minister regarding the flood situation. He returned to New Delhi after the aerial survey. Meanwhile, massive rescue operations by various forces and 22 helicopters to save people stranded in central Kerala districts have been progressing on war footing. More than 20,000 people were rescued from various regions in the worst flood-affected districts of Alappuzha, Ernakulam, Pathanamthitta and Thrissur till noon today. In Tenganur and Chalakudy, where the situation is extremely critical with thousands still stranded with no food and water for the last 3 days, food, water and medicines were airdropped. Death toll in the last 10 days touched 203 today, with 23 more deaths. More from our correspondent.
As per authorities, the rescue operations in various parts of Pathanamthitta will be complete by tomorrow. Today, thousands were rescued from Chengannur and Kuttanad in Alappuzha and were shifted to relief camps. More than 4 lakh people are staying in and around 3,000 relief camps. Helps are pouring in from various corners and medical teams have been deployed in these camps. Apart from Defence Forces, Fire Force and Police, the Garud Commandos of Indian Air Force also reached Chengannur for rescue operation. The fishermen community in Kerala is also extending a commendable contribution towards the rescue operations. With the water level receding in Periyar River, the rescue operations in Ernakulam is progressing efficiently. Meanwhile, Southern Railway has reinstated service from Palakkad and through Ernakulam-Kottayam road. This is Shamila for AR News, Thiruvananthapuram.
The National Crisis Management Committee NCMC has decided to make the naval airstrip at Kochi functional for commercial flights by Monday. In its third meeting in as many days today, NCMC reviewed the ongoing rescue and relief operation in the flood-affected areas in Kerala. During the meeting, Cabinet Secretary P.K. Sinha directed 5 more helicopters to be mobilized by the Indian Air Force, Navy and ONGC will be pressed into service by tomorrow. An official release said additional motorboats have also been put on standby for deployment. Civil Aviation and Commerce and Industry Minister Suresh Prabhu has asked airlines to lower fares on flights to and from flood-affected Kerala. He advised them to fix a cap of maximum fare around 10,000 rupees on longer routes and 8,000 on shorter routes to and from the state and nearby airports. In a tweet, the minister also appealed to industrialists, trade organizations, philanthropists and export promotion councils to offer maximum help as the state has suffered massive damages. Several state governments have announced financial and material relief for Kerala flood victims. Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, has announced a flood relief sum of 20 crores. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has announced an aid of 15 crore rupees for the flood victims in Kerala. He has also announced to send food and relief material along with life-saving drugs from the state for the people of Kerala. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar today announced assistance of 10 crore rupees to Kerala for flood relief. In a letter written to Kerala CM Pinarayi Vijayan, Nitish Kumar said he is deeply distressed and saddened by the tragic loss of lives and large-scale damage due to heavy flood. The Gujarat government has also announced financial assistance of 10 crore rupees for Kerala, which has been ravaged by the worst floods in almost a century. The Chhattisgarh government will provide an assistance of about 10 crore rupees for the flood victims of Kerala. This includes a rail rack of rice and other materials. The decision was taken at a high-level meeting held in Raipur today under the chairmanship of Chief Minister Dr. Raman Singh. The Odisha government today sent a 240-member fire services team to carry out rescue operations in Kerala. Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik also announced 5 crore rupees as financial assistance for the flood victims. The Punjab government today dispatched 1 lakh packets of relief material to Kerala. Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh had already announced a grant of 10 crore rupees. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palanisamy has said that 500 metric tons of rice, 300 metric tons of milk powder, 15,000 litres of UHT milk and other materials will be sent to Kerala as relief measure immediately. Aam Aadmi Party MLAs, MPs and ministers will donate 1 month's salary for relief work in the flood-ravaged state. This was announced by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal through a tweet this afternoon. Congress President Rahul Gandhi has appealed to the Prime Minister to declare the floods in Kerala a national disaster without any delay. In Karnataka, several districts bordering Kerala continue to face the onslaught of incessant rainfall. Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy visited the worst-hit Kodagu today and met people ravaged by floods. He has given an assurance that a housing complex will be constructed for those rendered homeless. The Chief Minister also conducted an aerial survey of the flood-affected areas. Earlier in the day, he held a high-level meeting in Bengaluru and discussed rescue and relief measures being taken up in districts affected by torrential rainfall. Addressing media persons thereafter, he said Navy, NDRF, Civil Defence, Fire Service, Land Army workers and Dogra Regiment soldiers from the Army are deployed in the flood-hit districts. He added that 200 NCC cadets and 948 Air Force personnel are also helping evacuate flood victims. Around 3,500 people have been evacuated till now to safer places. Around 2,250 displaced people are taking shelter in 31 rehabilitation camps. The Chief Minister informed that essential items such as gas, petrol and diesel are being supplied to the calamity-hit areas. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Former UN Secretary-General Kofi Annan died in Switzerland today. He was 80. The Kofi Annan Foundation said he passed away peacefully after a short illness. He was the first black African to become UN Secretary-General. Mr. Annan served 2 terms as UN Chief from 1997 to 2006. He later served as the UN Special Envoy for Syria, leading efforts to find a peaceful solution to the conflict. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2001 for helping to revitalize the international body during a period that coincided with the Iraq War and the HIV/AIDS pandemic. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have expressed sorrow at the passing away of Mr. Annan. Mr. Kovind offered condolences to his family and the UN community. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said the world has lost not only a great African diplomat and humanitarian, but also a conscience keeper of international peace and security. He said Mr. Annan's significant contribution to the Millennium Development Goals will always be remembered. The 11th World Hindi Conference has started in Port Louis, the capital of Mauritius. A 2-minute silence was observed in the beginning to pay tribute to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Inaugurating the conference, Prime Minister of Mauritius, Praveen Kumar Jagannath, said Vajpayee ji was a great son of India and a dear friend of Mauritius.
We would like Sri Vajpayee's name and legacy to endure in Mauritius. I am honoured to inform you that the cyber tower which he contributed to set up in Mauritius will henceforth be named as the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Tower.
In her opening address, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj said language and culture have deep-rooted relation, and the theme of this year's conference is Hindi World and Indian Culture.
अगर भाषा की समझ और बोलियत की समाप्त हो जाएगी तो इस साहित्य को पढ़ेगा कौन? इस साहित्य को भावी पीढ़ियों को सौंपेगा कौन? इसलिए आज जरूरत है भाषा को बचाने की, भाषा को बढ़ाने की, भाषा की शुद्धता को बरकरार रखने की। अगर लुप्त हो रही है भाषा तो बचाने की जिम्मेदारी भारत की है, बढ़ाने की जिम्मेदारी भारत की है और भारत इस जिम्मेदारी को बखूबी संभालेगा।
BJP General Secretary Bhupendra Yadav today said former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee's ashes will be immersed in Haridwar tomorrow. He was addressing a press conference in New Delhi.
अस्थि विसर्जन उनके परिजनों द्वारा कल दोपहर में हरिद्वार में होगा। इस अवसर पर पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष श्री अमित शाह जी, गृह मंत्री श्री राजनाथ सिंह जी, उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, उत्तराखंड के मुख्यमंत्री श्री त्रिवेंद्र सिंह जी रावत भी इस अवसर पर उपस्थित रहेंगे।
Mr. Yadav said a prayer ceremony for the departed soul will be held at Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium on Monday evening. Mr. Yadav said ashes of the former Prime Minister will also be immersed in around 100 sacred rivers across the country. The BJP has criticized Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu for his meeting with Pakistan Army Chief Qamar Javed Bajwa and President of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir during Imran Khan's swearing-in ceremony today. Addressing media in New Delhi this evening, BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra demanded that Congress President Rahul Gandhi should answer if he had allowed Mr. Sidhu to do so.
We, the people of India, want a clear-cut answer from you, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Whether will you suspend Mr. Navjot Singh Sidhu before he steps in India, and whether Mr. Sidhu took your permission before leaving for Pakistan.
Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana is being implemented successfully in Manipur to realize the objective of safeguarding the health of women and children by providing them with a clean cooking fuel, LPG. Here is a ground report from our Imphal correspondent.
In Manipur, it has now become a history of the past for more than 75,000 households that they had to depend on firewood, charcoal and cow dung cakes as their primary source of cooking. One beneficiary of the scheme, Athun Kamai from None, said she was facing untold hardships in cooking.
Earlier, I used to use firewood for cooking. After getting free gas connection under Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, cooking has become very convenient. Now, I am very happy as I am able to send my children to school on time.
Another beneficiary of the scheme, Akhuliu Kamai from Peace Lane in None, said the free LPG connection scheme has enabled her to cook in a neat and a clean environment.
Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana has benefited me a lot as it has provided me a smoke-free kitchen. Earlier, I had to use firewood and charcoal for cooking, which used to emit smoke. Now I can give more time to my children as cooking is less time-consuming. Other women in my area are also being benefited with the scheme and leading healthy lives.
The 18th edition of the Asian Games officially began in Indonesian capital Jakarta this evening. Most of the events are scheduled to begin from tomorrow. Javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra was India's flag bearer at the glittering opening ceremony. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today gave his good wishes to the Indian contingent for the Asian Games 2018. India were 214 for 3 on the opening day of the third cricket test against England at Trent Bridge, Nottingham, a short while ago. Virat Kohli on 61 and Ajinkya Rahane 68 were at the crease. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. 500 crore rupee assistance announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi for flood-ravaged Kerala, reviews situation and undertakes aerial survey of flooded areas. Insurance companies directed to hold camps to provide speedy compensation to affected people. Army, Navy, Air Force and NDRF pressed into rescue and relief operations in rain-hit districts of Karnataka. Former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan passes away. President and Prime Minister expressed grief. In sports, Asian Games inaugurated with glittering ceremony in Indonesian capital Jakarta. And that is all in the news at 9.